There is a truth most of us rarely face. We don't lack knowledge. What we lack is a way of learning that makes knowledge truly useful. You can collect hundreds of tips, fill pages of notes, watch endless tutorials, and yet your life remains the same. Not because you're incapable, but because you're learning in fragments, each piece isolated, disconnected, unable to shape who you become. You study, then forget. You know many things, yet master nothing. The effort is there, but the application is not. And then the familiar frustration appears. Why do I learn so much and still stay in the same place? There is a simple shift in thinking, small but powerful enough to transform how you learn. You don't learn to know more. You learn to use what you know in many places. Fast learners aren't necessarily smarter. They simply search for principles, the deeper rules that explain many situations, instead of collecting disconnected tricks. One solid principle can create 10 applications. 10 scattered tips may not create even one real change. Learning tricks gives you short-term knowledge. Learning principles gives you a way of thinking you can carry for life. Learning is not accumulation. Learning is distillation, turning noise into structure, turning information into a system you can actually use. The difference between fast learners and deep learners is simple. One remembers tricks. The other understands principles. A principle is the rule behind the behavior. When you understand the why, you can carry it anywhere. Charlie Munger never chased endless information. He learned a few mental models, tools he could use in investing, negotiation, and everyday life. And the same is true for us. Understanding slow response once can help you stay calm at work, at home, and even online. One principle, many applications. The practice is simple. Whenever you learn something new, pause and ask, what is the rule behind this? Then pick one skill, extract one principle, and apply it to 3 different areas this week. You'll see the shift immediately. Knowledge isn't something you collect. Knowledge is something that transforms you. Deep learners don't measure progress by how much they know, but by how far their knowledge can travel. Elon Musk uses the same core principle from physics to solve problems in rockets, electric cars, and manufacturing. One principle, 3 industries. In everyday life, the pattern repeats. Learning to write doesn't just help you write. It helps you think clearer, communicate smoother, and persuade more naturally. The tool to train this is simple: cross-domain mapping. Ask yourself, where else does this apply? And where else? Each time you ask, your knowledge begins to move, reaching areas you didn't know were connected. Learning isn't about filling your memory. Learning is about expanding your ability to operate in the world. Many people study endlessly without becoming truly skilled, not because they learn too little, but because they learn too widely and too shallowly. Real strength doesn't come from the amount of knowledge you gather, but from the depth of what you understand and the range of places you can apply it. Tim Ferriss didn't memorize countless language techniques. He learned a few core principles, and from them, he mastered 5 languages. Life works the same way. Understand the 80-20 principle once, and you can optimize your work, your time, and even the relationships you choose to invest in. This is high-leverage learning, learning the few things with the widest impact. The practice is simple. Choose one powerful principle, study it for 30 days, and observe it in your daily life. When you go deep instead of wide, knowledge stops being information and becomes ability, a central axis that quietly shapes your entire life. For years, I collected countless tricks, writing tricks, communication tricks, productivity tricks. They made me feel better for a moment, and then disappeared just as quickly. Everything changed when I switched one question. Instead of asking, "What did I learn?" I asked, "Where else can this be used?" When I studied psychology, I realized it helped me work better, understand people more deeply, and speak to my child with more calm. When I learned to write, I discovered writing wasn't just writing. It was thinking clearly, communicating cleanly, and organizing both logic and emotion. I didn't need to learn more. I needed to learn the right things, the things that make every other part of life easier. A small shift in how I learned quietly reshaped the way I live. You don't need another 100 tips. You only need one strong principle, a single rule that can follow you into 10 different parts of your life. When you learn through principles, your mind begins to connect everything: how people operate, how systems function, and the patterns that guide your own behavior. Knowledge stops being scattered. It starts to expand, link together, and carry you farther with far less effort. In the next video, we'll build your personal knowledge map, a system that helps you learn less but progress more, learn small but apply wide, and turn learning into the foundation of lasting growth.